Imagine you work 2 jobs just to make ends meet. Imagine you have a family of 4. Now imagine living on just $24,000 a year. With only $2,000 a month, you've got to pay for rent, utilities, gas, and groceries. Things are pretty tight. Now imagine what you would do if you lost one or both of your jobs.
They called me into work on one of my days off, and they laid off 7,000 of us in the same day.
Or imagine what would happen if you or a member of your family had an unexpected health emergency.
I had a hernia that was growing in my stomach, and it seemed like a tumor. So I started seeing a lot of doctors for that.
Or imagine starting your life all over again, from scratch.
My main focus is while incarcerated was when I get home, I want to be an impact. I want to be something different than what I was when I went in.
That's where Feeding Texas comes in. We're a unique nonprofit that connects the dots between a network of 21 food banks and 3,000 partner organizations across the Lone Star State. Today, with the support of our partners across the food industry and our state and federal partners at the USDA and the Texas Department of Agriculture, we now feed millions of struggling Texans every year. Our strength comes from the ability of each of our food banks to respond locally to the needs of their community. At the same time, our strength comes from our ability to leverage those individual strengths together in a collective effort to fight hunger.
We do a huge amount of education. I mean, that's so important to teach our communities. How do you eat better? How do you educate our kids? How do you get them interested in gardening?
One of the challenges that we face with people who are food insecure is that they often live in communities without access to nutritious food. The way our food banks have overcome that challenge is through things like the mobile mercado.
What makes our mobile mercado very innovative is it's a chance for us to take fresh produce and a chef to food deserts here in San Antonio and surrounding areas. You can see us on the TV from start to prep all the way to the finished product.
From when I was incarcerated and you have negativity around you, but every day I'm looking forward to coming to the San Antonio Food Bank, being transferred here, being able to cook and prepare youth meals, the same youth meals that I used to eat at the Eastside Boys and Girls Club. Now I'm making it, and it felt good. It felt real good because I was like, wow, now I know behind the scenes on when they were being delivered. Now I'm one of those people. I promise you, every time that I made those and sent them out, I said a prayer over every one of them because I understood I was that one child at one time. At times I didn't have a meal at home.
There are solutions to hunger, but it goes beyond simply providing the food that people need on a daily basis. And at Feeding Texas, we are working with each of our food banks to identify best practices, to identify the long-term solutions that can end the cycle of food insecurity.
The kitchen table provides a lot more services than just helping somebody with food. They give utility assistance, which keeps your lights on, your electricity on. Because if you don't have electricity, you can't really cook a meal.
After the surgeries and everything, the doctor said, well, you have to find something that you love to do. And I was like, well, I love to dance. So close by my house, they had a sign that there's a Zumba class. So I decided to go, and I started going every day.
The moment when I really became passionate about working in food, there was a group of us that co-founded the Backpack program 7 years ago. And we were feeling pretty good about what we had done. We had fed like 300 kids, and we had sent out these surveys that went home. But there was this one survey, and it looked like my son's handwriting. And all it said was, "I'm not hungry anymore." And that made me realize that we are truly making a difference in little kids' lives. And there was a group of us, and I read it to the moms, and I said, what is the biggest impact we could make with this program? And that little note I still carry with me today, and it reminds me to always guide and make decisions that would truly impact our kids and our families that we serve.
Today, Feeding Texas is providing hunger relief to more than 3.5 million Texans, and we're working with more than 3,000 partners to break the cycle of food insecurity. Join us as we continue to find new ways to help those in need so that together we can create a healthier and more prosperous Texas.